What's up, everybody? Hope you're all well. If you guys saw my live earlier, I did a workout. It's 150 push-ups and 300 squats. So yeah, it was a good sweat session. Stuff really gets me like sweating when you're doing like volume training like that. It's yeah. Some of my training can be a bit more kind of just where I just take it slow and I focus more on the intensity of each set rather than just trying to go for like more endurance sort of thing. Hi Runner Boy, how you doing? So I only ended up doing 150 push-ups and 300 squats. Didn't really feel like continuing on. It was getting a bit much. I was just like sweating like a pig. It was really like, yeah, it was just taking a lot out of me, just doing all that round after round. It's like, when you're quite big and like, I don't know, it just takes a lot out of you. But yeah, thank you for the likes, guys. Hope everyone's had a good day. So yeah, I've been getting like hay fever. I just got some wipes today actually for it. I brought one with me just in case like it starts playing up again, because like, yeah, it's been a bit nasty. Like yesterday it was not very nice, especially like towards about evening. I remember like trying to come out. Yeah, I just wasn't in a good mood. It just kind of like, I don't know, but yeah, I got these wipes. They just like, yeah, like pick it up, and then it's also got this tea tree extract, so actually really better. So it's like combination of things. It's good. So they're really cheap as well. So I think I'm finally not sick as well. All right, it's just a hay fever shit. That's, yeah. I mean, I've had hay fever pretty much my whole life. I mean, like, I used to take medication for it, but like, I decided a few years ago that I was just not going to do that anymore. But I decided this year I'm going to do I thought I'd have a look and see what they've got, and they had these wipes, so I was like, okay, let's try that and see how that works. But yeah, feeling better, but I was just feeling kind of tired and just like, it takes it out of you, this stuff, like, because it's like, if you've got like a cold and you're just kind of like, sometimes you can be a bit tired and, just run down because, your immune system is like fighting off something. It doesn't want, to kind of like expend energy on other things really. So it's like so yeah, I mean, it's not a cold that I've had, because you would see, wouldn't you? You'd get like kind of green, like phlegm and stuff from that, but I haven't had that. So yeah, it's just been this hay fever shit that's it's usually about this time of year when it gets the worst for me personally. Everybody's different, but yeah, how's it going? Akshik Krishna, hope you're doing well. But yeah, fortunately it seems to have died down a bit, but yeah, it wasn't so good when I got up this morning. But yeah, so the title of this live, yeah, just been feeling a bit kind of like defeated and just kind of like, I don't know, been trying to figure out, like how I'm gonna, try to grow this channel, because as it stands, it's just not going anywhere. It's just not moving. So I've been thinking, what am I gonna do with it? What am I gonna do to, what kind of content? I mean, I've been thinking about maybe some like urbex stuff, maybe some like, kind of hiking stuff, maybe. I don't know, I'm just thinking about different things, because some of those sort of things can do well, because that would kind of fit into like, because I've been wanting to travel. So if I did that kind of content, then I've been trying to think about, because I have been wanting to try the camping stuff. It's just, I don't know, something's really been putting me off doing it. I don't know what it is. It's just, it could just be fears or whatever, and just, I don't know, I'm just like, I do want to do it, but at the same time, it's like I always back out at the last minute. I know I tried it that one time, but then I couldn't get myself to sleep. I think part of that was just because it was so uncomfortable, but also I think I was also a bit kind of like worried that there was somebody going to come and attack me or whatever. Because, you know, when you're out in the open like that, you're, you know, putting yourself in a vulnerable position. So I just don't know, really. I mean, it'd be ideal if I knew a lot of people so that I could just, I don't know, just like kind of stay somewhere for a night. I don't know that many people that would do that, so it would be nice if, say, I was traveling and someone could just put me up for a night somewhere, so I'm not having to worry about, because, you know, it can be a bit expensive, like, you know, to travel if you're gonna have to, like, if you want to do it as like a long-term thing, then is it sustainable if you're gonna be like, unless I was making enough from whatever means, but I don't want to end up like blowing a whole bunch of money on, I mean, even like things such as campsites, you know, that they're going to probably be like £10 a night, probably, or a lot of people time. So I don't know. It's just everything costs money, innit? You know, that's the thing. It's just everything's just, you know, money. You know, it's everything's all behind the paywall, innit? You know, just like late stage capitalism, whatever you want to call it. All this kind of greed, and I don't know. I mean, obviously I understand that, you know, people need to make money, but it wouldn't be great if we were in a world where we didn't have to do that and we could just share everything. You know, we could share resources, because there's enough resources for everybody. But some people decide that those resources are theirs, and that it's like, you know, for example, someone going and stealing some bit of land and claiming it to be theirs. It's like, it's a very kind of like territorial, kind of like primal thing. It's like animals do that shit. It's like, have we not evolved past to be like, you know, be able to kind of like, we should be sharing land, I think, and not, I know it might sound communist or whatever, but yeah, I think that we should have a bit to ourselves. But like, I don't think you should just be able to claim whatever bit of land for you, like wasteful land that's not even being used. You get a lot of people just, you know, I don't know, it's just all become kind of like, yeah, it would be cool, but like, it's just the logistics of it really that is the problem. It's just, I mean, I've been looking, unless I had someone I could go with, that might make me feel a bit better. You know, if I had somebody to like travel with, but I don't know anyone that's going to be doing that. So, I don't know. I mean, there might be groups I could join, but you still might not be guaranteed of actually finding one that wants to go where you want to go. So, it's hard. You know, it's like, I don't know what to do, but I need to try and do something to try and build this channel up, because that's something I really want to do. Because I've been sick of stagnating, and like, it's just ain't working out. You know, things are just stagnating, and I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. Because I'm like, you know, it's like part of me just wants to give it all up, but I'm like, well, I'm determined to try and make it work, but I just don't know what to do. And people might say, oh, well, you need to edit your videos more, but I've seen people, you know, do well without even editing any single video. And somehow it's just the content or whatever it might be, I don't know. I was thinking maybe I need to be a bit more edgy, I don't know. Maybe I just need to be even more unfiltered and just say what I actually think and not give a fuck, because I'm at a point where it's like I don't care anymore, because I haven't got much to lose anyway, because this channel ain't even successful anyway, at least not in my opinion, not the success I'd want from it. If it got to that point, then yeah, I'd be a bit more cautious maybe, but then again, by that point I'd have already established myself to a point where if I did get shut down, I could just make up a new account and then grow that channel back up quite quickly. But I don't know, I just don't really feel like I've got that much to lose at this point. So if I start kind of just like saying my unfiltered opinion on things, going even more unfiltered, and people have been saying I should do that, then maybe that will actually attract more viewers, because it's about authenticity and about you actually saying what you think and not just trying to sugarcoat things. And because maybe I have been a bit, you know, I'll just say the most kind of like, it could be seen as a bit called milk toast or whatever, or just kind of almost bland and just kind of, with my takes on things, it's like where I'm putting them out and it's like I'm being a bit safe. But, you know, sometimes it might be a little bit non-PC, but like not too far out. A lot of my videos, I'd say, where I try to kind of like have a more balanced take on things. But the thing is that if you try to have a balanced take on things, then it's like, you know, to me that's the sign that you're afraid to actually take a stance. Because to me it's like, it just means that you don't really stand for anything. If you're just kind of like sort of fence sitter, you just don't really have any kind of conviction in anything. And that's stuff that people don't really kind of, you know, you're not gonna get really much of an audience with that, because that's just kind of boring, and that's just, and you're not really going to actually, I don't know. Hi Justin, how you doing? You should too, bro. What's that? Cold approach, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not interested in feeding women's egos by going and approaching them, you know? And most of the time it's just going to end up in them rejecting you anyway, so I just don't care. It's like, whatever. I'm at a point where it's like, if they want me, then they can come to me. And if they're not going to do, that's their problem then, you know? I'm not going to waste my time going approaching them when it's probably just not even going to go anywhere anyway. Because if they really like you that much, you probably wouldn't even have to approach them in the first place. You know, so I want to be at a point where the women actually approach me. You know, if you really want to attract women, then it shouldn't be hard. You should be able to just get them to automatically come to you. But anyway, what's that? You can make one YT AdSense account since it's attached to your bank, so I can't really get banned then come back. Oh really? The thing is, I've been banned before and had the same AdSense account, so I don't know like what that's about, because I had another account banned a while ago, back in 2021 I think it were, and yeah, they were completely banned. Yeah, it was, and I still use the same account for AdSense. I don't know if they've changed that since then, really, but the thing is that if you come back, you can just, I don't know, can you just make another, I don't know if there's well, that's the thing, because it's attached to your bank account, so, but you don't even need to have an AdSense account. You could just find other ways to monetize it. And the thing is a lot of people are saying that, you know, monetizing through ads and stuff like that is probably only a small fraction of the potential that you can actually make from YouTube. You know, a lot of people are making most of their money from other things outside of YouTube itself. So I don't know like whether what you say is true. Maybe it's changed since when it happened to me, but yeah, I had an account banned back in 2021, and I was surprised though, you know, I could still like, you know, earn money from it and all that. So I don't know. Yeah. So maybe they let you, you know, come back with another account or something with the same AdSense account. So you wouldn't think that you do that, but well, at least they let me do it. I don't know, but yeah, I just don't even care at this point. I'm like, they banned me, so what, you know? Whatever. Maybe I'll just find some other platform, I don't know. I just don't even give a fuck more. Like, because I'm going to speak my truth and then maybe grow an audience that way, and not just like be. The channel came up on my recommended, and it was something, I think it was called the Shameless Spurg or something, and it was like a guy who's speaking some quite things that you think how are they even allowing this stuff? I don't know if he'll be allowed forever doing that. But you know, like the whole his takes on like politics are quite kind of like what a lot of people would consider as like alt-right or something like that, if you know what I mean. Like, so yeah, it's just I haven't actually really watched his channel, but like I think it might be a bit more relevant to like American politics or something, but basically his channel's grown really fast. So this is what I mean, it's like it seems like certain, like, you could say it's provocative or whatever, but the thing is I don't want to just be like trying to be sensationalist or anything like that. I think that's fake to do that, and it's just, but I'd rather, as long as it's being truthful and honest, but it's about kind of just being unapologetically you, is what I'm saying, because a lot of creators are just trying to toe the line, but that doesn't lead you anywhere. There's this whole thing of, you know, what is it called? What is it? Something like you basically then you risk it. You know, you can something like no risk. Oh yeah, that's it. No risk, no reward. So like, if you're not willing to take any risks, you're not willing to make any like risky content that, you know, then it's like people are just going to find you boring. Like, how many people are willing to put out things about like they're against, let's say, I mean, there's people, for example, who will talk about like woke issues and all, whatever, and they'll sort of like they'll kind of call it out in some way, but like they'll at the same time kind of, it'll be a kind of like a lukewarm take, if you will, that's kind of just in the middle and kind of not really that kind of I don't know if they actually believe that themselves, or they're just trying to kind of middle of the road. But some people can do well doing that, but like the thing is a lot of people have that take, so to actually break through as a creator, I think, you know, what is it that you believe in that really kind of like gets you going and like really like makes you kind of like that a lot of people might find a bit non-PC, let's say. I'm grilled for not doing abbreviations. I wish this was the 50s. I'd put on a suit and a fedora and I'd be gentlemanly. What do you mean? What we're talking about now, you're on about the whole, you know, thing of women back in the 50s or something, and the whole traditional woman. And I actually had a video recorded earlier, but I didn't actually put it out, and I was kind of like reluctant to put it out, but I don't know, I might re-record it because it went on quite a while. But basically it was about modern women. I was a bit worried that something could happen, but then I'm like thinking to myself now, fuck it, you know, if my account gets shut down, I don't care, you know, because like I said, I've seen some of these accounts blowing up quite quickly that are like, they're just like getting to like 10,000 subs within like a week or two, because they have these really like you know, they put a video out, it gets like 100,000 views or something, or even more, because it's like what happens, the YouTube algorithm picks it up because people are starting to, you know, comment on it. It gets shared out because it causes discourse. So you want to get your videos to like, you know, get people talking is what you want to do. So it's about, you know, having an issue that's somewhat controversial, is what I'd say, and you want to have an actual stance on it and not just be like, oh well, you know, I can see where both sides are coming from, and I'm like, nah, what is your actual opinion on that? What is your take on the situation? Because Otherwise, it's just boring. And people are like, oh, well, you know, this is kind of just, yeah. Because if you don't, you know, have a stance, then it's like, well, what do you stand for, you know, like, you just kind of like, yeah, you don't have a backbone or something. So a lot of people don't have a backbone. They're just kind of wishy-washy, kind of just, you know, pandering to both sides kind of thing. But nobody really, it's like, for example, I might put some more videos out about my problems with religion, because, yeah, I did a video a while ago and that one got, I think, 1,000 views on it. So I'm like, if I just try and just get people kind of like, I'm not trying to like piss people off or anything, but it's like, but these are conversations that need to be had, I think, because it's like a lot of people are accepting things in this world that are like evil, and you know, these religious people where it's like, but like I said, I might make a video and go more in depth, because like it's about just not just being like, oh well, I'm like, you know, like trying to, you know, pander to both sides and be milk toast, if you will. So apparently that was some character off some comic or something like that. It was a very feeble, kind of weak character. That's what that means, apparently. Someone who doesn't actually really have a backbone. Someone who's kind of, yeah, just bland and just, you don't want to be bland. You know, that's just, I mean, most people, they don't really seem to have a strong stance on anything. They just kind of go along to get along. Like, they don't really kind of invest themselves in anything that might actually matter. That, you know, it might affect people's futures. You know, no one talks about a lot about things like, you know, morals and ethics and things like that, and you know, what can we do to improve all that sort of thing. It's like everyone's just all kind of like, you know, it's like everyone just wants to, well, I mean, most people at least, but it's like, I don't know if it was not necessarily most people, I guess it depends where you are. There is some places, like for example in America, where it's very polarized and a lot of people have stances on things, but if we're just talking about your average person, like they're not usually like super, they're not extreme, they're just kind of like, no, oh thank you, Sebastian, is that you Sebastian? Because like, I've not seen Sebastian for a while, so, because apparently I said some bad stuff about Sebastian or something, and then this person came in my chat and tried to call shit or something. I don't know, I'm just saying that what you on about. I don't know, but like I said, you know, I'm just going to be even more unapologetically me. And it's like, in the past I like upset people and stuff, and like, it's like, yeah. So I'm just going to like, actually say what's on my mind, as opposed to just a kind of watered down version of it, because like I said, being watered down isn't boring. It shows a lack of backbone. Like, to be a real man, you want to actually have a fucking backbone and say stuff, and it's like you've got to just kind of not even care that your channel's going to get shut down. It's like, well, okay, if that happens, so be it. At least I gave it a try to actually speak my mind. Because otherwise, what's the alternative? Just spin my wheels and just hope that something's gonna come of it when it probably won't. So it's just about kind of, like I said, we've got to take risks in life. Say the things that are going to, it could piss people off. That's not my intention, but you know, some people have to kind of get pissed off. It just does how it is, because some people are going to have an opinion on the other side. thing is though, all opinions should be out in the open. No matter, I actually think that all opinions, no matter how extreme they are, should be allowed to be in the open. I'm a free speech advocate. You should be able to have your own platform to talk about whatever the hell you want. Because by doing that, it allows opposition to come in and it not just be some kind of echo chamber. Because if what someone's saying is completely wrong, then, you know, by sectioning them off in some other, like, kind of forbidden corner of the internet, then all you're doing is you're just creating an echo chamber. And that's not what we want. With free speech, it's about open discussion and dialogue. And sometimes I'm afraid to say certain things on here, but like I said, going forward, I think I should just be a bit more open and just, yeah, hi Shaky, how you doing? Hope you're well. Because no one respects you if you don't have a stance or a strong stance. So I remember I was in some groups a while ago and people were criticizing me for that, about saying that I seem to be a fence sitter a lot of the time. The thing is that, like, they're saying it that if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So, you know, we have to take a stance on something, and I think we should voice it because, you know, it's better out than in, as they say. That's why sometimes I'll come on here and vent and just kind of vent frustrations about different things and just say that, you know, about, you know, certain things about society, and yeah. So it's just about kind of like doubling down on that, just unapologetically, just brutal honesty. Because I find that I'm quite good at, like, just, because I naturally don't have a filter really. I just kind of, in real life, because probably I just kind of, I'm like not that social in real life, so I'm like, you know, it's like if someone gets offended, it's like, well, it doesn't really kind of, I guess I don't really think about the consequences of that too much, because I'm like, I'm kind of more in my own head or something. But like, obviously when I'm online, it's like there can be consequences if, say, like, you know, you could get your account shut down or whatever because you're speaking your mind. Hi Mel, how you doing? Yeah, it's Jamie. Yeah, a lot of people get confused at that, but yeah, I'm actually called Jamie, because sometimes people are called Jamie but their actual name's James. But funny thing is, my mum used to nickname me James, but my actual name is Jamie, so yeah, my birth name is. But yeah, hi Neko, good to see you. You moving to another house? Alright. Oh yeah, where are you moving to? Like I said, just, you know, I need to just be more unfiltered, and, you know, so if you see the content I was doing, it's going to be more of that, but like, just me being more kind of, yeah, like I'll just say it exactly how I actually think of it in the most brutal way possible. Because, like, yeah, it's like they say, truth doesn't care about feelings. At least my version of truth. It's like, the thing is, I could be wrong, and I'm gonna, like, say, you know, if I'm wrong, correct me, and you know, if it's crossed the line, and apologise for that. But we all make mistakes, but I think we should be able to be free to make mistakes and put out a bad take. But, like, people are afraid of being, you know, cancelled or whatever, because we're in this cancel culture age, aren't we? Of, like, someone said something about, it could even just be a joke that someone said that, and then they got cancelled for it. Because remember what happened to Jenna Marbles, for example, and she made some joke, and it was like, you could say it was a distasteful joke or whatever, but it really wasn't that bad, and people were attacking her over that, and then she ended up kind of getting scared off the platform pretty much. That's what happens when you get these people trying to take you down for like, because you did something like, or you said something that was not politically correct. That's what you mean, why are they committing S? What's that got to do with, what do you mean? Can you explain what you mean? Because, alright, take care, Neko. Hit that like button, everybody. Like I said, you know, people should be allowed to express their mind and not just sugarcoat things, because that's a dangerous world to be in when it's like it's like the Orwellian, you know, wrong thing or whatever that says that we live in now, or you're on about the whole kind of cancel culture that causes people to want to not be here anymore. So yeah, I think that can do that if, you know, people getting shamed. This is the thing, if you do get like a big platform and then imagine millions of people all like shaming you, that would be horrible. Because when you walk out, the chances are someone's going to see you and then they'll be like, boo. You know, it's going to be hard to deal with that unless you've got a backbone. Or the previous message, alright, what was that? Sorry, what was the previous message? Like your previous message was, I didn't see a previous message. I don't see any. Like the first one I saw you were saying about young people committing acts. So what's that in relation to? Because I don't see it. Maybe it's not posted. That's maybe YouTube. It's doing that. I don't see it. Looks like it's censored it. This is the thing, isn't it? Or YouTube will like automatically censor things if it's deemed as, you know, whatever. Because there's this, and then it's like in this country, it's like really bad with the free speech now, where there's this whole try to bring. I don't know if have they brought it in. I don't know, but there's this whole thing of online safety bill and all that crap. But it's quite dangerous to like let institutions decide on what bad speech is, because then we really are in like this whole kind of what they call like nanny state kind of dystopia. But I know it sounds quite grim and all that, but it's just like I said, you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat things and just so I was thinking about just trying to be more positive and try to, you know, but the thing is though, is that can be toxic in of itself, toxic positivity, where people just kind of just ignore the realities. It's all harsh realities, and it's like, you're not going to make things better just by ignoring it. All you're doing is making it worse. All you're doing is just kind of like, it's like if you keep ignoring the problem, it gets worse. Or for example, you see you get an infection that's getting worse, and then if you don't, hang on. If you get an infection, it's right, so I'm not going to use that now because some frigging kids are trying to use it. So anyway, whatever, we'll just have a walk around, I guess. Yeah, so I think when the weather's like this and it's, yeah, anyway. So I think internet that's ruined the world. What's your thoughts? Did you see my last post? Because I might tie in with that, the whole dead internet theory. Because most of it, I believe, is all bots now. At least 50% is like bot activity. It's crazy. It's like people using bots to send, you know, fake traffic to their accounts to boost them. You know, there's been like a lot of it been exposed. These scandals and all that of like fake traffic and all that. It's just, yeah, it's an absolute. But yeah, that the whole. But if you're just talking about in terms of like social media and all that, and how that's caused a lot of people to, you know, affect their mental health with like things like body dysmorphia and all that, then yeah, that's a big issue. I'd say that it's just not even being addressed enough, because they're still happening crazy amounts of time, and yeah, I don't know, it's so messed up really. But I don't know, I just don't really I don't know, it's hard to have faith in it going forward, of like, algorithms and all that are just like run by bots. So not even run by people, they're like, it's all run by bots deciding what content gets pushed through, and a lot of times it's just a bunch of nonsense. That's the reality that we're in, that where algorithms are deciding what's bad, channels being completely taken down for no good reason, but yet you've got some real fucking degenerates that are still going around the internet, and nobody seems to really care. Well, some people, I guess, do to a degree, but not enough. So anyway, YouTube is crazy town, especially right now, and it's only getting worse. Yeah, I know. It's like every day it just seems to get worse. It's just the days that we're living in of wrong thing, and well, it's not even just about that, like I said, with the whole free speech thing, but also just that the internet's bad for like people's mental health, people being yeah. So I don't know why your comment was ghosted there, but it didn't come through for me at least. It's just, this is what I mean with the internet, like, it's just this day and age, it's like you can hardly say anything anymore without either getting sold or it gets deleted by robots. Yeah, it feels that, yeah. Yes, I definitely would say it's not a good way. The old days of YouTube, when it was like about authentic content that was, well, like I said, I mean, there is some people that are like authentic that can do well. Like I said, if you are just unapologetically you and you just put out your opinions, it does in some ways seem to be going back to that a bit, but like, it's still being overshadowed by a bunch of brain rot, unfortunately. The brain rot's just took over YouTube, and it's like, sorry. Yeah, brain rot's it's just everywhere. It's just all this hyper edited stuff that it's there just for the entertainment. And it's like, I understand that sometimes people want to just kind of kick back and just have a laugh or whatever, and just it'd be more of the entertainment value, whatever. But it's like, it's just gotten to a point of where everything's all brain rot. It's all these Subway surfers and all that kind of crap, and it's like there has to be some, kind of like overstimulation going on. It's like, and you wonder why people are so messed up now. So yeah, I'd definitely say it's not in a good way. I'd say it's definitely bad. Things have gone for the most part. There is some authentic content that's getting pushed out now, but yeah, most of the stuff that you see is just it's like rotting people's brain cells. That's why it's called brain rot, literally rotting people's brains. I think there's been some evidence that it might be, accelerating the aging of people's brains or something. Hi Yogi, how you doing? Well, so basically a lot of this new content you're seeing, it's just, because back in the days it used to be just like some funny clips or whatever, like, that would just randomly go viral, and it was just people just kind of expressing themselves. People, yeah, just kind of sharing something funny. Because it was just like, but now it's become so serious, and like everything all has to be, hyper optimized, and like, it takes the fun out of it, and it just all becomes cookie cutter and just devoid of any originality, a lot of it. Like all these channels with these very, you know, kind of a hyper optimized, you know, for like the algorithm with these, you know, flashy thumbnails and all that kind of crap. But yeah, it's just it becomes less about it being a passion project and rather it being more of a, I don't know, like they're more treating it like a business, you could say, in a lot of ways. And yeah, if you could, it'd be good if you can make it on YouTube and all that, but it's like, but you just should be just having fun in the process and just maybe not worry too much about hyper optimization. It's like when people do it with things like, even just like their training and stuff like that. For example, oh, do this exercise slightly different. Maybe like, you know, tilt the bench press up 1 more degree because that gives a 0.1% more activation on the pec. And because science, you know, that's where we've got to now, where it's like you've got these kind of nerdy fucking guys who think they're so smart, but yet they're fucking look like twigs, a lot of them. So it shows that they don't actually practice what they preach. A lot of them, they just, yeah, it's like the people who will like criticize people's form or whatever when they haven't even lifted a single weight, a lot of them, or they've just dabbled in it a bit, but they're like, and they think they're now some kind of expert with some authority. So that's the problem we have, where just I keep seeing all these videos pop up of, oh, this is wrong, this is right, and it's like both of them usually look almost identical, and there's some little slight difference in the way that they're executing the exercise or the form or whatever, and apparently that's going to make a whole world of difference in terms of the outcome. I mean, it's just everything's all become so kind of yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, there's just no need for it, because it's like you get people back in the day and they're just lifting weights and they're just, of course, do it safely and all that, but like they're not constantly overthinking about, oh, you got to do it this way, that's, you know, lift the bench press up 1 more degree, or oh, make sure you have your what is it, your preacher curls at exactly a certain degree, you know, because that's the most optimal. It's like, fuck off. Like, that is just like, that's some fucking, yeah, that's some bullshit. That, I bet you if they actually did it in the real world, it wouldn't really make any difference whatsoever. And even if there was some study that's shown a slight difference, it could really be explained away just by statistical fluctuation or whatever you call it. Like, because sometimes, you know, especially depending on the sample sizes and stuff like that, people can try and throw up some study on something and then think they're some kind of expert. They don't even know how to read studies or anything. And even if one exercise is slightly better than the other, or it's like, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? You're probably not even going to notice any difference unless you're a professional bodybuilder. Like, why would you even bother? Like for example, if an exercise gave you an extra 1% on your pecs, is anybody actually going to notice that? Because I'd even argue that even at 5%, probably wouldn't even really notice any difference anyway. You know, you're just like splitting hairs, you know. So this is the thing with the, you know, fitness industry. It's just, and these fitness influencers, these brain rot influencers, that's what they are. Just trying to, yeah, like think they know so much. And well, I mean, a lot of them are just doing it deliberately to try and be oh, you know, I know this secret to doing lateral raises or something, and oh, you got to do it this way or that way, whatever, you know. It's like, just stop overcomplicating it, you know. How can I fight my genetics? I mean, a lot of people use genetics as an excuse, I think, but I'd say that you should probably. So we're just down at the river at the moment. It's nice out here, but it's nice to come out here on the evening. But basically, like for example, if people are saying they're hard gainers, it might just be that you're not eating enough food. So you have to look at like, what is it that's like, for example, I'm tall, I have to eat more, way more than the average person. You know, it's just how it is, really. But yeah, I have to try and just get the calories down. So there's ways you can do that more efficiently, like trying to eat more high fat foods to get more calorie dense food in, you know, be more liquid food, like, you know, having shakes and just blend it up, just easier to get it down that way. But I finally made some progress in my squats today. It's definitely a mental thing for me. Yeah, what do you mean, like in terms of mind over matter or something like that? There's a lot of people that they don't like. It's like they're not mentally committed or something like that. It's like, because that's a lot of it comes down to your mind. Yeah, it's like you can fuck off with all your you know, like your do it this slight different way, because none of that's going to matter, especially if you're doing the exercise without any real passion or any like focus. Because you've got to have that focus, you've got to have that passion, that burning desire to want to improve yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results, no matter how the form is. Of course, there's dangerous form and you should avoid that. But when people talk about these slight differences, I just think they're, for the most part, a complete waste of time to even be, you know, putting any thought into that. Just focus on the basics. And yeah, mind over matter. Yeah, it's about, I'm going to do this. It's like when I went into the gym and I was like, I'm going to smash this weight on a deadlift, for example. And I did it. And the same with a squat as well. If your mind's in it, you can do it. So, but like when you go there and you're feeling like, oh, you know, I don't feel like I can do it today, then guess what? You're going to fail. So it's about doing what's, you know, like just preparing yourself mentally and be like, almost like self-hypnosis. Right, just should have brought a couple of them with me, but yeah. I don't know if you're supposed to like chuck them once you've used it once, but yeah, there's like bike racks here, so I don't know if they're not really high up enough for what I'd want to do. But yeah, we're just at the river now, and there's not a lot of equipment to like do the workouts around here, but I think there was some if I go further down the river, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, mind over matter. It's like I said, you know, if you're getting towards failure, and then like, you know, if your mind's not in it, they're just gonna give up like 3, 4, 5 reps plus before failure. You know, you got these guys who are like, oh, you know, I'm working out so hard, why am I not getting much progress? like mentally preparing yourself to like actually really push yourself, opposed to just fluff and pump. Because a lot of that is just that, you know, you could just be doing a bunch of reps, but then a bunch of, 10 sets of, lateral raises or whatever, 10 sets of curls, but like, what does any of that matter if they're not good sets? They've got to actually be somewhat productive. You've got to be getting at least some, muscle breakdown in each set, otherwise the volume's not going to mean anything. It's like if you do one rep of, dumbbell curls, then you rest for like 2 minutes and do a rep. Even if you did that all day, you're probably still not going to get any level of fatigue in the muscles because you're not building up that fatigue. You're like allowing your muscles to rest too much. You're not putting enough effort in. It's like, so it has to do with, you could say, intensity to recovery ratio, you could say, with also volume. So you have to have like those factors, like you don't want to recover too little, because then you that can also like decrease your strength, but also not recover too much to where if you're trying to do the hypertrophy, then that can then end up just wasting your time. So anyway, hi, how you doing? So it's about just prioritizing, the intensity, volume, and the right amounts of recovery between each set. It's not that hard. I'd say a good idea for beginners especially is just supersetting each set. Like say doing, pressing movements followed by a pulling movement. So that way you can train more efficiently that way. And especially if you're a beginner, you're not going to get that much fatigue from doing that, I don't think. There are certain movements that you can, even when you're more advanced, that you could still superset without really, for example, doing bicep curls and then follow it by tricep extensions. So that could be an idea to like save time, because that saves you from having to do the curls and then rest for like a minute, 2 minutes, or however long, and then have to do it, so whereas with that, it's like you can rest a little bit, then go straight into the other exercise and then come back to it again. So you can kind of rotate between different exercises. That way, you're able to give that muscle a rest whilst then working your other muscle. So you'll find that when you come back to the other muscle, then it's recovered and you can go again. So that can be an idea for some people. It's not for everybody, of course, but yeah, it's good for those that are like short on time, so it makes things more accessible. If say like, especially a beginner, just do some like body weight rolls and then follow it by push-ups or something, and then do some basic squats and just do like do it followed by some kind of hamstring activator, like maybe just do some hamstring stretch or some like Nordic curls or something like that. That way you're able to get it done a lot faster. The thing is, I don't really directly train hamstrings that much, and somehow my hamstrings have developed quite a bit. So I don't know like where that's come from really. Maybe it's just the way that I do the squats and the lunges and stuff, where maybe they're used like a lot in stabilization or something, and that might actually be developing them indirectly. I don't know, but I'm just wondering what you guys think. Yeah, well, I was going to do a workout, but it's just that people were using the equipment and I just didn't want to be around it. You know, it's just like to kind of change my plan. So I'm just going to look and see what equipment we can get. I just don't really like working out when there's a lot of people around. I just feel like a bit uncomfortable doing that, really. Especially like when I'm on live doing that. It's just, yeah, so I'm going to just see what we can find equipment wise. Just walking down the river for now, so well, squats do not so much of a degree, I don't think, because hamstrings are more in like it's kind of like a bicep curl for your leg. So you think about it like in terms of like mechanically, squats are like the below body version of like tricep extensions, because it's like if you think about the actual movement pattern, it's quite similar. It's like squats are used in extension, and I think of hamstrings is more in like I mean, they have multiple functions and that, but like you could they're used to a degree on like squats, but I guess more of stabilizers, I guess, but depends on the type of squat. Not much hamstring work. Because it's like if you're doing hip hinging, then there is stretch on the squats. Sorry, on the hammies. If you're doing like say deadlifting or especially like is it Romanian deadlifts? So they're might be like really good as like, and then you've got what else have you got, like good mornings and stuff like that, so that can be good for stretching out your hamstrings. But is that really enough just to do that one exercise, say like just doing stretch, or to incorporate like, I mean, like I said, from what I can tell, it's like, I don't know, obviously genetics are going to play a part, but maybe I should use this, I don't know. We could use one of these bike racks to do a exercise with it or something. I don't know. I don't know whether I should, but let's just put the phone here and then it's just not really that high, so yeah. Just try and they're at this like angle and it's kind of yeah. Right, let's just no, it's not gonna work because like the thing's just too narrow. It's like, yeah, I'll try to find another one that's better. Otherwise I'll just have to kind of do it when I go back home or something. So yeah, where the hell is everybody? Push-ups on it, not on it really, unless I did like kind of you have to be quite a wide grip with the like that, but you know, so it's elevated, so it's kind of like cheating. I mean, I could do like, so I'm not really a fan of leg raises on it. Just doesn't really feel like it really works that well for me. I don't know. I usually do them from the floor, leg raises, or top leg raises, but I don't know. I just feel like I could control the movement better with like it on the floor, because it's closed chain or something, whatever they call it. Like, it's when you're doing it anything with like, you know, like where you've got limbs off the floor, then there's more of a stability thing, which can be good in that building stabilizer muscles, but like, yeah. Anyway, just gonna keep walking. Yeah, just it's not really. Definitely wouldn't want to be using that for any. Hang on. That thing. Can you see that? Yeah. It's like imagine someone fell off there and they just like impale themselves or something. That'd be like one of those like 1,000 Ways to Die or something. Has anyone ever seen 1,000 Ways to Die? That program. Welcome back, Lubna. So yeah, we're just having a nice walk down the river. So you know, sometimes it's good to just have a walk, you know, and just explore the area. But like I said, I'm just been a bit. Like I said, I think going forward, I just need to just really kind of go more kind of not extreme, but like just like I said, unapologetically me. So I think next video I'm just going to be like, it's about just being kind of like brutally honest. It's like if people find it offensive, that's their problem. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to say it as I think, from my own kind of, some might think of me as a bit kind of, you could say a bit, I don't know, nihilistic, but I'm just going to like, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. People think that just by trying to be positive and all that, that's going to, you know, make life positive, but like I said, that can be toxic. Like yeah, this world is a Chinese nail bed. Is that what that is? Oh, you know, oh yeah, no, I've seen those nail beds where like apparently like if they have loads of nails together, they don't actually like hurt you or something because of the. Something, is it to do with like the because it's got a lot of like surface area or something like not surface. I don't know what it's some kind of like. Obviously, like one nail on its own would be like dangerous, obviously, but like if you've got all these nails together, then it's like the nails can't actually sink in much because they're all together. Like that. The other nails like keep it up, so it's like as opposed to it impaling them. So yeah. Anyway, just walking through town at the moment, but yeah, surface area, yeah. But yeah, it's just the more that you have, then the less damage it can do to you. Yeah, the body weight is, that's what I was, I think, the body weight is divided over the nails. As opposed to it being like, going into the middle of you, it's like there's, it's all spread out. Yeah. I've seen some interesting kind of like things of like physics and stuff. Like, have you ever seen quicksand? Because that can be some really dangerous stuff. But there's actually a way to get yourself out of it. For one, you do not want to. You don't want to try and pull yourself out. Like, what they say, what you should do is wiggle around to create more surface area around you of water. So that way you can then just kind of like try and get yourself out from there. Otherwise, it can just kind of like make you sink deeper into it if you try to just try to straight up like pull yourself out. So yeah, and then they say you want to just like kind of when you're coming out of it, you're sort of like gonna drag yourself along the sand as well. But yeah, it's kind of like partly sand and then partly water. It's like a phenomenon that happens at certain points, and but humans are buoyant, so they can float on water. But but because there's sand in there, that can make you kind of sink down. But yeah, you wouldn't want to be like in that situation in the first place, really. I mean, there's kind of like warning signs of that, you know. But anyway. Yeah. I remember what they were saying about like something about like people with like body fat that they can actually swim better, but I'm like, well, but all the like top swimmers are quite lean. The truth is that they were saying how body fat can help you be more buoyant, but the thing is, if you have a lot of power, you don't need buoyancy actually, or at least not that much, like, because that forward momentum will keep you up. It's like if you ever throw something in a forward direction, it's not just going to go straight down, it's going to like stay up. So as long as you're able to generate enough forward momentum, it's going to keep you from sinking, basically. I'd rather quicksand than a tar pit. What's a tar pit? I don't know. That sounds really bad. But like I said, you know, you want to, yeah, as long as you're going fast enough, then it's like, yeah, it will keep you up. Like if you was to, like, say in water, like shoot something forwards, like a weapon, like say in a submarine or whatever, they like, it's not just gonna sink down straight away, because like the amount of force going forward, it's like, for example, you turn a corner and it's like you have to slow your car down quite a bit to be able to like turn, because otherwise the faster you go, and more forward momentum, that's like, it's like objects tend to want to kind of go in the same, you know, trajectory, if you will. Like the faster that they're going, the faster it's going, the more it wants to stay going in that direction. So even like forces of gravity, it's like that is it's going to be if there's a lot of force, then that can out-compete it, basically, at least for a time anyway. Oh yeah, I've seen that thing about it. Have they already broke the world record? Because they were saying that the people that were doing, you know, like your original one, that they were already enhanced to begin with, but they were probably just doing a small amount of substances that they could get away with. Like, for example, they've always done like doping and stuff like that, you know. They've always done things like that, you know, like some kind of substances, maybe like a low dose of test or whatever they can get away with, really, just so that they can just like pass the test, because they have to make sure that before they do it, they have to be clean. Obviously, the more tests they have, then it's going to take longer for it to get out of their system. So yeah, they were probably not natural before, but obviously with enhanced games, then they're more free to like do whatever doses they want. But I'm wondering, at a certain point, will you get like diminishing returns or even negative returns when it comes to building muscle mass? And it might actually get in the way. I guess it depends on the distances that you're doing and all that, but anyway, so I'm going to try and do it on here. We're actually right next to the river here, but I'm going to just try and oh shit, I'm too close to it, really. I don't like that Might do it the other way. So yeah. Right. Where the hell is everybody tonight, eh? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start doing some quite, I'd say, edgy content. Right, here we go. So yeah, just rub it in there. Alright. Just gotta be careful, we're very close to the edge here. Look at this, guys. Look how close we are. Do not want to be falling down there. Yeah. The foot injury that's not allowed me to work out for about 2 weeks and I feel obese. Well, what's it? So, what you say? Foot injury, so you do not just do upper body then? You'll do upper body, right? If you're, you know? Go for a swim, yeah, that's true, it's low impact. But there's ways to like work out without putting impact on your body. So yeah, it's like, no excuses, eh? Alright, so yeah, anyway, we'll do another set on these, but so it's still a wide grip. Actually, that might be good for the lats, because when you're doing it wider, it's like, you know, it's gonna, you're trying to train the lats and stuff, so yeah. So I'm gonna do that, I guess. Alright, here we go. Just alright. But I don't really think the enhanced gains is a good idea. But hi Jacob, how are you doing? Alright, here we go. That's not a good idea. Right, let's just put it here then. Right, how are we gonna just put it over there then? Right. Alright, here we go. Alright, what's everybody saying? Alright, Reluctant, how are you doing? Yeah, doing it with the wide grip would be good for the lats, I think. Right, where the hell are my keys? Shit. It's head. Where have I put them? Oh, they're there. Right. Better not lose them. Because it's like with these shorts on, I should probably put them in my bag actually. That way we don't lose them. Yeah. That would be very stupid. Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah. That would be very bad. I've got 4 people in the house. How are we all doing, everybody? I hope you're all well. So I don't know if you saw that thing earlier, Jacob, but I did 150 push-ups and 300 squats. Yeah. It's a good workout. Yeah. Look how close we are to the edge, guys. You know? It's kind of a bit of one of those things that's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but it's just, I've worked on this before, but yeah. Anyway. Right, I think there was another piece of equipment further up, so I could do some bicep curls on it or something, to walk up to the next bridge after this next set. Yeah, it's not a calisthenics park, it's literally just bike locks. So if you've got bike locks, you could just use it as makeshift calisthenics equipment. So that's what I do. But right, let's do another set. Let's see how many we can do this time. Right, let's try and go to failure this time. Alright. It's beautiful. If I wasn't injured, I'd be there right now. Oh yeah. So beautiful. Alright, let's move down. Anyway. So yeah, how are we doing, everyone? Hope you're all well. Nice evening tonight, so it's probably a good thing that that place was busy before, because now I've come down to the river. But yeah, just need to focus on the content and really kind of like put out my real opinion on things and not just watered down. Because like I said, you know, if you want to grow your channel, then you need to stand out, you need to be brave, you need to take risks. But yeah, that was a good back session there. Yeah, we just did 21 reps, I think it were, on that last set. So really kind of pushed it. I mean, last few reps probably weren't very you know, like you started to get to like partials and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't really kind of. I don't even know if I was even doing it properly. Sometimes I'll like look at it and like, wasn't the best form. You got to try and keep everything straight to do it properly. But yeah. At a gym I can go to, it would just be cool to have a calisthenics park in my area. That's all. Yeah, would be, but oh well. Never mind there. So yeah, we're just near the Memorial Gardens. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk down to the next bridge. There's actually some like, yeah, I don't know where my mum is tonight. She's kind of just busy sort of thing, but it's good to get out of the house more and just see new things and what have you, instead of just stagnating and just yeah. But like I said, I want to really focus on the channel because I really want to take it seriously. I don't just want it to stagnate. I don't like stagnation. I don't like to see things just stagnate. Like, so I'm gonna have to just yeah, pluck up some courage to just yeah, I don't know. I felt like I was, you know, saying so, it's just yeah, some of the videos might have just been a bit sort of, I don't know. I don't know, it's like I was making a video on this guy and I was trying to be a bit, you know, kind of, you know, there was this guy who was saying he was a 3 out of 10 and then he was, but I don't know, maybe, I don't know like how true what he was saying is, and it's like, maybe it's true that women do perceive him as that in this day and age because they've got such big egos, a lot of them now. So it's things like that where it's like, you know, it's just to say the thing that's kind of like, and sometimes it's just that we want to kind of believe that things are a certain way. We want to believe that, you know, everything's sunshine and rainbows, but we can't just ignore that it's hard out there, you know? And a lot of women have become very picky and it's making a lot of men devalue themselves. So I'm going to probably start doing some stuff on that, and you shouldn't base your whole value on what a woman thinks, because oftentimes they have a skewed perception of their own value. So this is the sort of stuff I want to talk more about in terms of the psychology behind dating and all that, and how things have gotten so messed up in recent times. So, but yeah, so anyway, welcoming everybody. So we're going to use this equipment here. It's just a bar that I can use. So I could do some tricep extensions, some curls on it and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to put my phone here. At least there's no risk of me falling off the damn thing here. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna, yeah. Maybe this isn't a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I might just do it later. But it's good to chat with you guys. I'm probably gonna cross this bridge and start making my way back, because it's like what? Now it's like nearly 10 to 9. It's gonna be, you know, probably going down in a little bit, so yeah. I'm just gonna start making my way back home. I think I can always do the curls when I get back, so it doesn't really matter. But I got a bit of back done there. I did some other stuff earlier, did the push-ups and all that, so push-ups and squats. So I've already done quite a bit of stuff today with working out. Just need to do probably some shoulders, some bicep curls, and some tricep extensions maybe. Might do some abs as well later. But I'm thinking that might have been what's been causing this chafing going on. And I've got another place where chafing's been going on. And I'm thinking, like, the way I've been doing these leg raises, it's been causing a lot of rubbing. So I don't know what to do. These tuck leg raises, and getting a lot of rubbing going on with that, I think. Yeah, so great scenery. It's so fantastic. Didn't think you'd still be up at this time, but at least you caught one of me showing off the local scenery. Like, I was actually going to just start the travels, but, well, at least we're traveling around this local area anyway. But I need to try and yeah, start my solo adventure soon. It's just, I've been a bit kind of but what I think I need to just focus on is the content of the channel. If I want to grow the channel, then yeah, it needs to be just more about saying what I actually think, and also just not be, like I said, not being sugarcoating. And I keep repeating, but yeah. So I've been doing that sometimes where it's like I said, there was this guy who, you know, and I didn't think he was like bad looking or whatever, but like, I don't know what these women think of him. But obviously the autism is not going to help, but he needs to work on that. There's ugly guys out there that can, you know, get a woman, but the thing is that in this day and age, it's like, would you even want to bother with most of these anyway? Are they even worth your time? Because that's what it comes down to, where it's like, yeah, I don't even know if it's even worth bothering to pursue any of that anymore. There's so much focus on trying to looks max or whatever these people are trying to do because they want to attract someone, but it's like, but then why do you even want to do that anyway? In this day and age, is the juice worth the squeeze? So I've just got this, thank you for the super chat, King of Kings. Our second super chat tonight. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, shit. Thank you. Welcome. The thing is, in York, there's cyclists everywhere. And sometimes you'll just be kind of like in your own world, and then one of them, sometimes they don't even, what really is annoying is when they don't even like give any indication that they're passing and they just almost run you over. I just find that quite disrespectful. But yeah, so I've got this wipe, I was saying. I've got this hay fever wipe. So it's got, yeah, apparently it traps pollen in it or something. And then like, it's got this tea tree extract. So it just like helps to soothe and it helps you breathe better. So it's helped a bit because yesterday it got really bad in the evening. And this morning it was still pretty bad. I just felt kind of tired. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night because it just kind of was disturbing a bit, and so I needed to just kind of like, just get these wipes because it's been helping, I think. I don't know, maybe it's just not been as bad today in general, but I do think they've helped. Just helps to kind of take the edge off it. So yeah, anyway, hope everyone's had a good day today. Feel free to ask questions. So it's good to have support, and yeah, like I said about this whole free speech thing, I think that people should be able to say whatever they want. Like, what kind of world are we in where like people are afraid to say certain things because it's not politically correct or whatever? It's like, you should be able to just put it out there, that way other people can encounter. It's healthy to have that debate. Say, there's actually a saying that says, sunshine is the best disinfectant. I mean, it's not a literal thing, but what they mean by that is that bringing light to something allows it to be exposed for what it is. So basically what it means that all the bad information will be exposed as such, all the good stuff will be, found to be such. So like, instead of having echo chambers where people believe in nonsense, what that does is then creates more distrust, because if you're not allowed to talk about certain things, then you'll get people thinking, well, why are they not letting us talk about it? Are they trying to hide something? In some cases, that may well be the case, that they are deliberately trying to, hide the truth, silence people. Remember in 2020 when people were coming out with stuff, getting their channels taken down, getting strikes at least, Trending probiotic toothpaste got rid of the dry pain in my mouth and my gums healing. Couldn't recommend it more. Oh, that's good then. So he said it's a probiotic toothpaste. So that's good bacteria. So it's good for like your immune system and all that or something. Because like with probiotics is that, because they say like it's about 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So you want to make sure you're feeding your gut but the right stuff you want. But you also want prebiotic as well, prebiotic fiber. That's going to help, because the problem with just having probiotics is that it doesn't really work unless you've got something to feed off it. Otherwise, you're just going to have to keep having the probiotics. Once you've built up a healthy gut microbiome, you shouldn't need to keep taking it, because then you know they're going to build their population, maintain their population, because they're going to keep replicating, and as long as you're feeding them the healthy, you know, like fibers and stuff, then they will have enough to feed on. Otherwise, they're just going to die off, basically. So yeah, fiber-rich diet is good. Anyway, but yeah, I hope everyone's had a good day. We're just having a walk around, and yeah, we're going to be heading back now, but it's going to take a while actually, but I think we'll just cut through town. Yeah. But like I said, I need to start posting from tomorrow, just say what I actually think about something. Like I said, there was this guy, I think it was called Shameless Spurg, and he literally just talked his mind on things like, you know, on certain topics that are quite controversial, and doesn't give a damn. And his channel's blowing up, kind of thing. I think he's on like over 10,000 subs now or something like that. And it's only took him like a couple of weeks. So I'm like, you know, you look at other people's content, you think, all right, they're literally just getting big, just saying what they really think. So yeah, if you really like go hard on a subject where it's like you know you don't sugarcoat things, you just really kind of be brutally honest, because I could use that to my advantage because I'm naturally like that. Well, I felt like I've had to kind of filter myself a little bit on YouTube, but that's just down to fear of being silenced. But I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I just don't even care anymore, because what's the worst that can happen? Oh, they give me a strike, whatever. It's like, so be it. You know, I'm gonna say what I actually think, because hi Carl, good to see you. How you try and put it into the process, don't think about it much, you'll think bad stuff eventually. I saw Spurgers, well, we are an algorithm with not many people. Yeah, I've not actually watched him, but it's like he's getting pushed out because his views on things are quite, from what I've seen, I haven't bothered to watch it because, like, I don't know, I don't really like to get too much into, like, you know, the race stuff, because I'm not a racist person. I don't like to kind of, you know, point fingers at certain races for, like, certain crimes and things like that. I just find that causes division. But what my point is that if that's what his thoughts are on it, then it's like, I respect that he's like being honest on that, but I don't know if he's deliberately trying to be edgy. I don't know. I haven't watched the guy, but I'm guessing he's on the autism spectrum, so he's probably, yeah, with the name, and he's like just unlike me, just kind of brutally honest. Where they just kind of, yeah, a lot of people, but it's like a bubble. Yeah, many people in these same bubbles, but this is bubble we are thrown into. You mean this algorithm bubble you're talking about? Yeah, I don't know, like, how you found me. Like, was it just because of people that I've been watching it? Because I remember, like, I go to somebody's chat, it might be like the fitness bubble, and it's like, yeah, they're like, I'd see somebody that I've seen in my life in there. For example, you know, I'd see, like, I remember I saw Reluctant in, I think it was somebody called, what was it, Fitness somebody, I think it was yeah, some fitness channel that I subscribe to, and it's like, yeah, it's not a coincidence, it's the algorithms like picking these things up. because they assume that, oh, if they like my content, then they might also like this other person's content that I watch. Hi Titch, how you doing? Good to see you. Not many views for the millions on here. Yeah, but it's still more than what most people are getting, because it's hard to break through. But I'm not getting a lot right now. I've got like nearly 2,500 subs, and like we've got what, 6 people here. It can be a bit demoralizing, because you feel like, you know, people are just not really here for just kind of like authentic conversation. But I feel like the only time when it really does well is that there's some kind of drama going on, or controversy of some kind, where it's some kind of like, yeah, it's just, that's the thing with YouTube, is like a lot of people are drawn to that type of content, and I don't want to just make up fake drama just for views. That's not me. I don't like that kind of stuff. It's just very inauthentic, and yeah, I don't mean you, but you saw a YouTuber who has basically the same algorithm as me. Yeah, but I know that you meant that guy, but he's doing better than what I am, and he's growing a lot faster. And I was saying that I've just noticed that with his type of content, that his account's growing a lot faster, because you could say it's provocative or whatever, or it's that, yeah. I'm like, how has he not got banned, is what I'm thinking. Maybe it's just that there hasn't been enough people to flag it yet. I don't know, because a lot of these channels eventually they pull the plug on them eventually, and you're in it, and a bunch of others like Sberg. Yeah, I don't. It might have been because of some of the people I've been responding to as well, where there were people like what was it called? Like, I've seen a few channels, like there was this guy called Life Outrage, and he's actually like an anti-natalist, and I don't necessarily support those views, but I can sort of see where these sort of people are coming from. But some of the stuff is more relevant to like America, but there's still kind of like it's still something that is relevant here, I would say, some of the things, because life itself isn't as rosy as what we try to make it out to be. There was this other channel I've been watching quite a bit as well, called Red Pill Option. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's quite he seems a bit kind of doomer in terms of like his outlook, but also kind of a little bit of optimism at times. But there's a lot of stuff on, you know, his unfiltered opinions on like society and how messed up it can be. So it's just like, you know, it seems that people like it when other people are venting, because they feel like they're not alone in their thoughts. I think that's why some of these channels grow, because sometimes it's because people are saying out loud what most people wouldn't be willing to do, or they just feel like they've got somebody that agrees with them. Because there's a lot of like things that they would be after, you know, walking on eggshells trying to talk to people about it. Like, for example, if you're dunking on religion, for example, because some people are going to very much find that offensive. If you start talking about things like, what kind of fucked up God would create this world? You know, you start thinking deep on these things, and you're like, this can't be right. And I'm not just going to be anymore. I'm not just going to be like, oh well, you can believe what you want to believe, because I think that if you believe that, then I think you're insane. I don't know. Like, if you believe in that somehow a living God who's all powerful created such an abomination, then I'm sorry, but I don't think we're gonna connect. So yeah. Yes, 100%. But I feel like they split up the smaller groups so they don't grow as much, right? So what you're saying is that people are being profiled. You think it's some kind of? You think it's a conspiracy or something? Because yeah, it's like also a lot of my views, videos aren't really getting a lot of views, and it feels like no matter what I do, it just keeps getting. A lot of it just getting shadow banned, pretty much. I don't know. Like my lives are pretty much just not getting pushed out that much. But yet you'll see some random person just getting 200 viewers in their live within the first few weeks. And I'm like, something ain't right here. Because it's like, what is so special about these people that they get boom? So it does seem as though there's something going on. I remember when I had another channel at one time, like my views were a lot higher. The algorithms have definitely changed, so yeah. So yeah, it does seem as though everyone's being kind of like, they put you into a certain category of like, these are people we need to kind of suppress because they're associated with these people. But there are some like that have kind of broken through the algorithm. Like I said, Life Outrage, there's a few others that have kind of gotten some success with it. Yeah, it's just, there was another channel, there's some that I haven't watched that much. There was this guy called Realist Guy 99, and I was watching one of his videos, and it was just kind of, it just seemed a bit ridiculous to me personally, because he was talking about imagining some kind of like degenerate shit, and I'm like, I can't be like watching that kind of stuff. Like, it just was gross to me. So yeah, what is that? Yeah, what's a bubble or a channel? What do you mean? Or bubble? All right. I bounce between them. I can see it's not you or your channel, but it's something linking together. But it doesn't want to link up all the smaller channels, right? So do you think it's some YouTube conspiracy kind of thing, which might sound a bit tinfoil hat, but like, it does seem as though there's some bigger forces at play here that are trying to interfere. So I've been thinking of like things that may seem a bit desperate to try and get the views up, but I'm like I said, I mean, going forward, I just need to be, I guess, have more conviction with what I'm saying. I think it's just sometimes I'm a bit hesitant in certain ways. If, you know, I'm putting content out, I'm like, should I put this out because, you know, is it safe? But I should just not care and just put it out anyway. Because what are you going to get if you just don't have the balls to do it? Then, because I haven't even posted any videos for a while, because I started doing shorts, but then it doesn't even seem like they're trying to push them out that much now. So yeah, I guess the problem is that those have like different content style, like with the fitness. So I need to try and focus on, I guess, one type of content. Maybe I need to just focus more on the long form stuff to grow like an organic viewer base or something, but you know, it might be limited on here. So out of your content, I haven't seen anything worth banning. Yeah, that's the thing, but like you said though, that you said it could be like on a watch list of like you know, like because of certain people, like I mentioned, that are kind of borderline content that are, they could have the plug pulled on them at any moment. It's like you had people like, you've got obviously your more extreme stuff like Tate, and I don't follow those. I think they're, you know, like Tate, Sneeko and all them. Fresh and Fit, obviously the Fresh and Fit got demonetized and all that, but I don't support any of those people. They're not my thing. the kind of message that they're putting out and the kind of people that they hang around with. I don't agree with that. But yeah, 5% battery, so yeah, don't want to get into that. What's that? Just want to get into something that can grow. Right, yeah. You meant about the whole Tate thing, and just because there's like people that have grown from like, I mean, there was like I said, there was like Terry Joel Jr. who was like kind of thing is he kind of like supports that sort of side of things, but I do agree with some of the stuff that he says. So I'm not gonna just like dismiss someone if they just because they like Tate or something like that, because you know, we shouldn't just like lump someone together because they you know, like they might be associated with certain people that, I mean, even people like, you know, Fresh and Fit and all that, Tate, Sneaker, they might have some good points, because they're saying it that even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, you know, sometimes, you know, there might be some gems that they have. It's just that oftentimes they put out a lot of sensational content that's just there to, it's all, I think a lot of it was just done deliberately to just rile people up on both sides, split everybody down the middle. If you're, it's like about being polarizing, and but I feel like if I'm just being honest and truthful, I think even that would just be, you know. But as long as you're not being inauthentic, because then you're just clout chasing for the sake of it, then it's not, isn't it soulless? But yeah. It's like I even like privated a live from a few days ago, because yeah, it was just, I said something, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have bothered, but like, I didn't really need to say that. There's certain things that you don't need to say, and sometimes you might come out with something that's maybe it's a good, so then it's like certain words, certain choices of words that you use aren't sometimes necessary, and it's like, maybe it should be kind of mindful to not just throw out certain words that are come across as some kind of word, you know, like some kind of bad word, or, you know, like. Anyway, what percentage are we on? So we're on 3% battery. I don't want to flood your chat. I'll let other people speak. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, but yeah, but the thing is, on YouTube, it's like, it's about kind of like, yeah, sometimes you might want to say something that might be kind of like, you know, sort of like on that line of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Otherwise, you're just going to be seen as just like everybody else. It's just kind of sharing the same old kind of cookie cutter kind of viewpoints on things that are, might say, oh, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I also think that religion is okay if you want to follow it, kind of thing. And it's like, to me, it's all it's fucked up. I don't give a fuck, like, you know, people want to be fair, I did actually like go off on one about God a while ago, and it kind of pissed me off, but like, because like people would try and defend it, but yeah, like you just like, in the video you can have a chance to kind of like really sort of elaborate on it more and really think about what you want to say. Suppose on the lives things can come out across the wrong way, so on the video you can kind of like have time to think about it a little bit. If you think back and you're like, oh, that's not good, then you can always yeah, anyway, well, yeah, I'm gonna like get off in a second, but it's good that you're being considerate that, you know, other people want to maybe come and chat. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Maybe I could get some of these people on the live at some point to speak their opinions and stuff, you know, as I start to grow and I start to, you know, it's about personal branding, and to have a personal brand, you need to be willing to say opinions that are outside what, you know, like the Overton window, I would say, because that's, you know, stuff that's kind of like borderline, just kind of, it's like, it's gonna split people where you're either gonna be, you know, half the people are gonna think you're, you know, like a voice of reason, and then the other half of them are gonna be like, you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're this, that, the other. Like, yeah. So like, many people are afraid of that backlash, or they're just afraid of their accounts being shut down. Either way, you know, what's there to be afraid of, really? Like, if you know deep down what your truth is, then